p.m. and I go live. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see us? Can you hear us? Okay.
Yes, looks like we're live.
Okay, great. Welcome to Konsensus Law School, and I'm here today with Max Hillebrand. How are you, Max?
Hey, really nice to be here, Henry. I'm looking forward to the conversation. I've enjoyed watching the last episodes, and now looking forward to talk about this enticing topic today.
That sounds great. Okay, so the topic for today, Konsensus Law School, is 4 steps to freedom. And we're continuing the last week episode, which was also about the same subject. But if you want to learn about new things, it's always good that you make a great preparation and continue with the subject. It's like this one subject, you just go on deeper, 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 and that's where you will become better, and your trust in yourself grows, your confidence grows. Okay, the subject of today is 4 steps to freedom, and I like to keep it short and easy to understand. It's like a modern day version of the Cicero's rule of reason. The idea is to first find out where you are in this ladder, and then if you have another party which you are, let's say, talking with, negotiations or something related to that, you have to find where is the other party in this ladder. And then when you know where you are, and then when you know where the other party is, you have to find the language what you both understand, and that makes the discussion and the negotiations between you a lot better. Okay, we're going to some introduction first of, if you, Max, like to tell something about yourself, and if you have some interesting projects to share, you can do it now.
Well, I'm mainly really interested in the economics and ethics of Bitcoin as a layperson on money, and how this can help individuals achieve some liberation in their life, depending on all the different tools that are available in this open source ecosystem. So I'm trying to teach both a theoretical fundamental understanding as well as help in the application of these tools that we have at our disposal. So doing a lot of videos on the World Crypto Network about all that, if you're interested in further watching. And I agree with what you said about the communication, right? It's always good um, to understand where the other side is coming from and accumulate enough information that you have a basic understanding of the other's position. It's always good to, for example, read some of the other individuals' blog posts or articles or whatnot. That always helps to see where they're coming from in the long term. And that helps build a fruitful discussion where both participants grow and learn from.
Yes, exactly. And if you are interested in what Max is doing at the moment, you can find him on Twitter. And there's some huge event. I hope you can see it now. You can find it on Twitter, Huddle Huddle Money Badger 2019 event. Max, do you have something you know about this event that people need to hear about?
Yes, the Baltic Honey Badger Conference is amazing. It is one of the really good Bitcoin events that is not filled with shitcoinery and with bad business practices. These are actually good people coming together and experiencing how they can build Bitcoin for the next future generations. So the last year has been phenomenal, and I'm gladly going to be there this year again. Doing a bunch of videos for the World Crypto Network and interviewing both the speakers and the audience. But yeah, the talks will be outstanding if you go through the speaker list at the website. It's very worth checking out, and not just the information conveyed at the talks, but also the experience of meeting all these peers and communicating with good friends and people that you know from cyberspace and the interwebs.
Exactly. And we would like to thank the Konsensus area, especially promoters, local Bitcoins, and Brazos. Everything what we are doing here. Okay, let's move on to the subject. And people who are not familiar with me, I'm a legal and financial advisor for my own company, and I'm studying law as well. So always try to keep up with the legal changes and interested in Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and the regulation and the markets in general. So let's move on to the subject. And when we are in the subject today, which is Cicero's 4 rules of reason, 4 steps to freedom, you can always ask questions and participate in this discussion with me and Max. Okay, can you see the presentation?
Yes, yeah. Awesome.
Great. Okay, 4 steps to freedom. There was, in Roman times, there was a guy called Cicero. And during his lifetime, he made some remarkable, let's say, inventions, considering the legal side, the philosophical side, and especially rhetoric. So he was master of speech. There's a quote for him: "If you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need." Quote by Cicero. And this tells a lot about this man in general. So Marcus Tullius Cicero, also known as Cicero, he was a Roman philosopher, orator, and politician. And also he was a businessman and a lawyer, and what else? And he's one of the greatest Roman orators, and he has a couple of notable works where you could check out what he has been doing and thinking about things. And I think something about the Cicero also is that he came from from average family, so he was not rich, and he was considered to be some kind of a threat. After he started hunting, there was a guy called Lucius who was famous, from a famous family, and because Cicero was a lawyer, he found out that Lucius made some crimes because he sacrificed some offering to the gods, and Cicero thought that was wrong. So that basically started his downfall, but he was remembered as an orator, great lawyer, politician, and philosopher. And what I talked about before, the 4 steps to freedom, are the rule of reason that Cicero talked about. So basically, what he said was the wise are instructed by reason, the average minds by experience, and the stupid by necessity, and the brute by instinct. Quite crude words tell something about the high ideological level that Cicero had during his time. And when he talks about the normal people stupid, that is not really a nice thing to say and might lead to his downfall as well. So at the first level, there are the beasts. And now we're talking about the society in general. The beast is the first level, then we have the herd, and then at the third level we have the experienced one, and then the wise ones. So let's have a look about these different levels. And it's good to remember that freedom and liberty are different kind of words, and especially if we're looking at the legal terminology, liberty means that, like in ships, there was a very strict order, and the captain of the ship decided when the crew of the ship had liberty, which means basically that from, let's say, from 5 to 9, you have liberty to do things what you like. But freedom is not considered to be this liberty. Freedom where you can do things what you want, but this liberty is sort of a limited. But we shouldn't be just thinking about if you are, let's say, libertarian or you like liberty, but you mean freedom. It's basically the same thing. The meaning is the most important thing in law and not the exact word. So the first step is the brute, the beast. And basically, you know the beast by its nature. If we think about people, if you know, this is from the Beauty and the Beast. The beast was very powerful, very intelligent creature that knew all the steps how to gain his own personal power. So basically, he represents the raw nature, and people in general are considered to be, let's say, good by nature or bad, and this beast represents that. If you are, let's say, a good-natured person, you will be considered as a good beast, and if you're bad, your personality is considered to be bad, then you could be the bad beast, so to speak, the brute. And the herd is another one, another level, which is basically considered to be above the beast level, because usually what happens is that people are so afraid about the beast because the beast can do basically anything to the herd. So people gather up together and they form this kind of pyramidal social hierarchy, and they have to do what people have to do in order to not fall into the level of the beast. And they create lots of rules that protect you from the beast. And basically, the herd is pyramidal levels, like the working man, there's the police officers, there's the army, there's the politician, doctors, entertainers, merchants, philosophers, engineers. Everyone is in these different ladders, and this is very simplified because this hierarchy is very simple for everyone. It's like a big protection mechanism against, let's say, the beast and the nature. And let's have a look at the what the Cicero said about the social structure. Okay, the poor work and work. If people were considered to be poor, they should work and work. So they were at this first social structure level. And the rich, which would be exploiting the poor people. Then the soldiers would protect both of these, the poor and the rich. Well, taxpayer, their role was to pay for all of these three. The wanderer, they just rest for all of the four people mentioned before. The drunken ones, they just drink for the five. Well, the banker, they rob all six, and the lawyer, they mislead all these seven. And the doctor, they just send bills, all of these eight people. The undertaker, they just bury all of these nine people, and politician lives happily on account of his 10. This is kind of a humorous way of representing this. Okay, the third level is the experienced ones. This is the life experience, the education, the books, the self-learned people, the history, what you have. This is like now you have learned about life. You have experience of life. Let's say you are young people, then you have learned a lot of books. Let's say go have an education or yourself learn. In a short period of time, you have learned very much. You listen to the right people. Then you are considered to be experienced ones. And this is considered to be at the also in professions like the experts usually are considered to be experienced ones. They know the tricks that you can achieve, let's say, a better success than the people in the third stage. And then are the wise ones who are looking for the reason, which is the intelligent solution to solve problems. And they really have individual thought. So this is the first time when people really have the individual thought. At the experienced level, people know what people have done before. They know what they have been done before, but they don't really have the individual thought. So at this level, we have the reason actually that now we are on our own. We trust our own decisions and we make independent decisions. And there we can create. Really, our job is to create, and we have actually freedom to choose. And basically, at every level, if you are talking to people, it is very good to know that in what level you are and what level the other people are. And let's say you are at the higher level, your job is not to exploit the person below you. You have to raise it up, educate them, and give them a chance. If they don't want to, let's say, know about things, think about things with intellectual, they don't want to make wise decisions. Well, it's their choice, but you have to give this freedom of choosing what you want to think to everyone. So basically, you are trying to lift up everyone. Okay. So, and there's the last quote of Cicero. If you don't know what happened before you were born, you will stay forever at the level of an infant. So basically, this is about history, knowing things, reading things, and that will make you more wiser and you will make more intelligent decisions. And there was some quote about Cicero: the more laws, the less justice. Okay. Do we still have Max? Any comments from the audience? Let's have a look at if Max is. You can ask questions and comment as well. Okay, hopefully we'll see Max again, but really to think about it, what is really your level at the moment? I have found so many times that I was in a, let's say, in a different level, but I thought I was. Let's say, first of all, I have gone into many schools, and if you're a young person, which means that when I was about 17 or 18 years old, I had a very good memory about things, how things should have been. I read books and I learned them, so I thought about that everything in those books was true. Well, then when I hit the real life, so to speak, the working life, it was totally a different experience, because people were saying that, okay, you have read books, but what is the real life about? Is it really about those books? Because people said, okay, nice books that you have read, but we are doing it in the other way. We are doing this way, and this is the way what we are doing. So basically, there was a big kind of a change how I should perceive these things, like the real life and the life of the, let's say, school books. And basically, if you think about this, then I kind of thought that I was the wise one. I thought that I knew everything. But then, what was the reality? I was considered to be the fool, or let's say the beast. What should be the beasts are usually considered to be very much kind of like people that should be taken into some sort of a school, like for guys in Finland, we go to the military. So we are there taught to be the man, how to be the man, and especially trained, like, doesn't matter how much you knew before, or it doesn't matter how much you can do, but it's the training that makes you the man. And this is basically the social hierarchy. How is it really working? Okay, I hope that we'll see Max in a moment. I have some questions. And basically, if you want really to find out which is the other people that you are meeting, you want to get in the same level where they are, then it's very important to remember that you have to be at the same level. There's no way somebody could understand you if you are, let's say, you are at a different level than them, because you meet at the same place, you meet at the same level. Let's say you are at the herd stage, you believe in hierarchy, you believe in regulation, you believe have to do's, and you are afraid of the beast. Basically, you have some sort of social economic, let's say you are a banker, then it means that when you meet the experienced ones, you are kind of afraid of the experienced ones, because they are considered to be at a higher level than you are. So then you might be a little bit scared. And especially if you meet the wise one, then it's like, okay, you cannot understand anything, any word what they're saying. Maybe sometimes word or one or two words you can find what they are could be meaning, but they are at the ideological level that it is basically impossible for you to understand. So at this point, the wise one has to become at your level, and you have to like open up your mind. Okay, maybe this is important stuff. Maybe I need to listen to this. Usually, there are lots of struggles between these different levels. So people at the herd state, like I said before, they fear the brute ones. And the experienced ones, they fear the herd. And the wise ones, they fear basically everyone. But the higher you are in this ladder, you have to know that you have to help people up on the ladder. Give them a chance, and that's basically your duty. Okay, if you want to contact me, you can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on my website info. You can find me at opilakia.fi and on Facebook as well. I just set up the information for you in a moment. You can find me on Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, and on Facebook. My company name opilakia.fi, Rosmer as well, and on Telegram. And like Max said about this huddle on Twitter, Money Badger 2019 event, I will definitely recommend that event for you. And thanks for the Konsensus ry Prasos local Bitcoins for the support, and thanks for watching this show. And of course, if you have something to ask, you can ask now, and we're ending this broadcast. No further questions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see in the next episode. Bye bye.